In this video, we're going to go over adding extended fields in JsDbg. We're currently debugging CNN.com, and we're looking at the DOM tree for CNN. The extended field that I want to add is a layout object field that would allow me to get the layout object that corresponds to any given node on the page. The layout object could be a box, could be some text representation, some way to represent inlines, and a variety of different objects. They're all encapsulated under this one type called layout object. Currently in JsDbg, if you want to retrieve the layout object, it will live in one of two places. It'd either be in this node rare data, if that is present, in which case it would be under the rendering data under that, and there's your layout object pointer. Or if there is no node rare data, there would be a direct node rendering data pointer under which you'd find a layout object. And if there's neither of those, then that means there's no layout object at all. We want to make this a little bit more convenient. Currently, the user has to hop through a few different places, know these data structures to be able to get the layout object. We want to put that field directly on node so that it's easier to get to. So let's add an extended field for that. Now we already have an extension that has several helpers for nodes and their specializations. It's called Blink Helpers. So this seems like a good place to add our new extended field. I think we'll start by just copying one of these and modifying it. And if you've seen the array field video, the format for the extended field is more or less the same. Input type, name, return type, and then the getter. So this is a field on node. We want to call it layout object. The return type will be a layout object itself. And now we need to implement the getter. So as I mentioned previously, there's really two places the layout object could be. It's either under the rare data or the node rendering data. So let's write those conditions. So currently we are invoking the rare data extended field. That's what this capital F syntax is for. And once that promise resolves, we can test this object. Oops. So if our node rare data is not null, then then under the rare data we'll find this node layout data, and from there we can get to our layout object. So note here that I'm using the lowercase f syntax. What this is for inbuilt fields, not extended fields. So this node layout data is an actual field on the node rare data type. And if we have a null node rare data, we want to try to get the node layout data off of the node directly. If both of them are null, we want to return null. Okay, let's try that out. So here's the layout object for the document. That is the view, makes sense. For the head, I wouldn't expect there to typically be any layout. Yep. And let's try to find one that was not under the node rare data. So we can do that by pivoting on node. And so the layout object here matches what you'd get out of the node layout data.